Greetings, Pirate Nation. This is Grant Peters, principal of Greensburg Community High School. Welcome to the 2020 Letter Jacket Ceremony for GCHS. Congratulations to our 66 Letter Jacket winners this year. They are definitely proof that hard work pays off. These Letter Jacket winners receive this Letter Jacket because he or she has earned a varsity letter as either a sophomore or junior. Varsity letters are given at the discretion of each individual coach. These jackets are awarded due to financial support from two generous sponsors. First Federal Savings and Loan, and then also Don Meyer Ford. With us today, we have Jim Saylor from First Federal Savings and Loan to share a few words of inspiration and reflection.
Good morning. I'm Jim Saylor from the class of 1976. I'm the president of First Federal Savings and Loan here in Greensburg. Congratulations to all the varsity letter recipients. We hope you enjoy your jackets. We thank Superintendent Tom Hunter, Principal Mr. Grant Peters, and Athletic Director Stacy Meyer for letting us co-sponsor the Letter Jacket program along with Don Meyer Ford. Dave Meyer, Tom Hunter, and I are high school classmates. We all feel as though we owe a lot of thanks to our coaches, teachers, family, and friends for encouraging us. We are all big believers in the power of an encouraging word. Congratulations to all the fall sports teams for successful seasons. Positive results are alive and well in Greensburg, and your home community takes pride in your success. There's an old saying that the best things in life are free. I have concluded that high school sports participation is one of them. In fact, in my opinion, it's one of the biggest things in life that is free. I would not have been able to participate in school sports if they had not been free. I'm 62 years old and have learned a few things along the way from the School of Hard Knocks. So you don't have to go back to class too soon. I want to share a few details of my personal experience 40 plus years ago when I was sitting in one of your seats. I grew up in a house over on Broadway near KB Foods with 7 sisters and a brother, with 1 bathroom, 1 television, with 4 channels, and no air conditioning. My dad worked in a local factory, and he also repaired shoes in our garage for extra money. And we all worked in our large garden, which included fruit trees. Our mom was a full-time homemaker. I was in the middle of the class, student-wise, so very average. When I was in junior high, I participated in football, basketball, baseball, and ran track. I was one of the lucky ones that got to play most of the games. Thinking back over the years, I conclude that I had average size and capability, but I also conclude that I had above average discipline and work ethic. By the time I was a senior in high school, I had dropped sports participation except for tennis and CYO basketball. I was always busy with a part-time job from age 15 through 21. In my spare time, I was a tennis bum. I played tournaments by driving a 1-hour radius from Greensburg. During the winter, I drove my $500 car to the nearest indoor tennis court located at Southport, near Indianapolis, and played with the Indianapolis players. One of my highlights was when I was a junior, I was playing in a tournament at North Central in Indy and was offered a small college scholarship. My senior year, the Southport players came to Greensburg to play in our local tournament, and we also played them in a dual meet during the season. We had become friends. One other detail, when I went out on the court to play that North Central high school player, one of my Southport friends declared, "Give 'em hell, Jim," which I most assuredly did. Helped me get that scholarship. When I was in school, I started working a part-time job when I was 15. I worked at the Dairy Queen and as a stock boy at Hook's Drugs, which you would know as CVS Drugs. During the summers, I baled hay and did handyman painting and cleaning around farm locations to make a few extra dollars. Right before school started in August, I took my vacation pay from the drugstore and I worked 10 days at the State Fair in Indianapolis. My mom helped me budget my money so I didn't live beyond my means. I graduated from high school on a Sunday, and on Monday, the next day, I started working 58 hours a week at a local factory, 3 in the afternoon until 2 in the morning. I taught tennis lessons from 9 o'clock in the morning until noon, and I dated my girlfriend from noon to 2. While at college on tennis scholarship, I taught tennis lessons, delivered furniture, and drove a wheelchair ambulance part-time. When I worked 3 summers in the factory, I ran a machine that required production of punching holes in 1,000 bearings each hour. Even though it was hot and sweaty, I was young and strong like you all. And I could actually run 8 hours of production, 8,000 parts, in about 7 hours. And then I could goof off the last 30 minutes to an hour. The third year I was working that hot and sweaty factory job, 58 hours a week, I was running a damage control rework job. The steel bearing parts had become rusty. They were packed in grease, and I could only run about 300 an hour. The last night I was there, this was after 3 summers, the last night I was there, the foreman came over and said, "Jim, this rework job has been miserable, so why don't you clock off of it and finish up on this newly set up easy job I've got set up over here?" And I said, "John, if it's all the same to you, I would rather finish up on this rusty, greasy part job so I can remember how much I hate it here, because I'm not coming back." He looked at me like I was crazy. I guess I was somewhat crazy at that moment in time, very motivated to return back to college that September. When I shared that third summer factory experience in my college management science class, it caused the professor to recommend me for an industrial engineering factory job in Evansville. That meant that it was my job to communicate with the workforce and help set the production rates, not too high and not too low. I was somewhat uniquely qualified, I think, from those 3 summers in the local factory here. Due to the need from work background that I grew up in, when someone finished playing me in a tennis match, they knew they had been in a battle. Somewhere along the line, I learned to play with heart and leave it all on the court. Since Veterans Day is a couple of days away, I want to leave you with a Veterans Day thought. When I think I've had a really tough day, I reflect on my Uncle Jim, who I am named after. He died in the Korean War at age 23 while performing his duty as a medic. No matter what our backgrounds are, sometimes we think we have it tough. But we don't have to look too far to see someone that has less of a half full glass than we do. Try to keep things in perspective and always try to reflect on the blessings in your life. Concluding observation. I was lucky that I had jobs and sports participation to keep me busy when I was young, because I felt like it kept me out of trouble. Heads up, be strong, learn how to play smart, And most important, never ever give up. Don't be your worst critic. Last comment, on behalf of First Federal and Don Meyer Ford, we all wish everyone a successful school year, and we encourage you to try to be a senior on a team, and we hope you enjoy your letter jackets. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Saylor. We appreciate your words and your support of Greensburg Athletics. And now the names of our letter jacket winners. Kate Acra, Lydia Acra, Elena Andrades, Delilah Collins, Emma Hatton, Kayla Haycock, Kylie Hostetler, Jolena Hunter, Ava Jones, Kayla Kelso, Carol Kidd, Tanae Kramer, Cadence Land, Ella Lowe, Emily Mangles, Marissa Meehan, Emily Million, Elizabeth Mitchell, Mackenzie Moreland, Mallory Noah, Carmen Nobby, Jenna Nobby, Sophie Nobby, Allie Norton, Rebecca Porter, Scotland Reinhold, Allison Ripperger, Sarah Santiago, Claudia Sims, Sophie Taylor, Madison Troville, Lillian Wheatley, Alyssa Willard, Jessica Williams, Alexander Bailey, Oakley Best, Isaiah Brown, Colin Cummer, Alex Dance, Jonathan Flynn, Braden Forkert, Luke Helmick, Andrew Johnson, Hunter Coors, Corbin Matthews, Ethan Meadows, Bryant Minkadick, Drew Messer, Nathan Navarra, Grayson Newhart, Jonathan Ralston, Peyton Ritchie, Sawyer Sanders, Carson Scheidler, Luke Schumann, Josh Schneider, Sean Slagle, Brody Smith, Brendan Stanley, Cole Stevens, Luke Stevens, Matthew Stewart, Ivan Tellez, Tanner Thompson, Skylar Westerfeld, and Connor Whitkemper. These 66 individuals have earned this letter jacket through hard work, dedication, commitment, and loyalty. These are all great qualities that we should all display every day. Thank you to these individuals for modeling these positive characteristics. These strong students have continued the rich legacy of Greensburg Community High School. It started with our first graduating class of 1884 with 13 graduates. Now in 2020, with 2 team state championships and 5 individual champions, these young men and women carry the torch and represent Greensburg Community High School with pride, honor, and respect. Congratulations one last time to our letter jacket winners. Once a pirate, always a pirate. One final thank you to our generous sponsors, First Federal Savings and Loan and Don Meyer Ford. We also like to publicly thank our coaches and our coaching staffs in all programs for supporting our kids and giving them a safe place to compete. We appreciate you tuning in to our 2020 Letter Jacket Ceremony and also appreciate your support for Greensburg Community High School Athletics. We'll see you next time.